not even need Bauer's game for me.
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. Today, very excited checking out Abalone. This is for 2 players, ages 7+. It'll take about, 15 to 30 minutes to play. And Abalone is a very simple, abstract strategy game in which you are going to be trying to bully balls. You're going to be pushing balls all around the board in the same direction in the hopes of pushing other people's balls off of the side. It's an old school abstract strategy game, winner of more awards than any other game in the world. It says that on the box. I find that hard to believe. Game of the Decade, the International Games Festival at Cannes, French Riviera. Over 3 million copies sold. So this is a big popular game. I've never even heard of it before I played it. Does it stand up to the test of time? Is it still an abstract strategy game that I can recommend? Let's open it up, and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Abalone. So first and foremost, we have our handy-dandy rule sheet. It's just 2 pages, double-sided. It's got plenty of illustrations here, and for the most part, it's a well-done rule booklet. The only question that I'm left having is if you can move 3 marbles that are not next to each other in a certain direction, because it doesn't show it anywhere in the rule sheet, but it actually makes it feel like you should be able to do it based on how the rules are written. So I'm not quite sure there, but other than that, it's a well-done rule book. I just assume you can, which hopefully is the correct way to play. So in Abalone, what you're trying to do is you're trying to be the first player to push 6 of your opponent's marbles off. And they're these big, thick, chunky glass marbles that you're going to be trying to push off. How are you going to do that? Well, let's just go over the components, then we'll get into the gameplay. Component-wise, everybody's going to have these marbles, and the other opponent's going to have those marbles. You set them up like this, and you're ready to start the game. And on your turn, it's really simple what you can do. You can move a marble in any direction you would like, as long as there's not another marble blocking that spot. Take that with a caveat because there is an exception to that. You can push the other color's marbles as long as you overpower them. So right now, for instance, the white marble could not push the black marble because there's 1 white marble and 1 black marble. However, now with this particular scenario, these 2 white marbles could work together to, boom, push this black marble in that direction. Simple as that. But now, next turn, they would not be able to push them off the board because it's 2 versus 2, where once again, if this white marble was here, what I could do is you could move 1, 2, or 3 of your marbles. You would have to move all 3 of these marbles, but what you could do is you could push that 1, 2, 3. And then I would have knocked him off the board, and I'm 1 step closer to winning the game. And that really is the entire game right there. You're going to be trying to position yourself in order to move marbles. So let's just do a couple mock turns. Now let's talk about the rule that isn't in the rule sheet, but I'm pretty sure you can do, which is that you can, on your turn, you can move in any of the 6 directions as long as you're able to. So let's say I want to move this guy this space, this guy this space, and this guy this space. I'm pretty sure I could do that move because they all were headed this way. But like I said in the rules, all the examples of the rules have all the marbles right next to each other. So not quite sure about that. But I think you can because the rules don't explicitly say you cannot. I think it's just poorly written in how they did that. Either that or I could be wrong. So black just went, and now white's going to go, and maybe they'll just move 1, 2, 3. Then black's going to go, 1, 2, 3. And then white's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then black's going to go 1, 2, 3. Whoops, I think that was there. And then white's going to go 1, 2, 3, and now we have the power right here. Black's probably going to go 1, 2, 3, so they can maintain that said power. But by doing that, now these guys could go, let's see, 1, 2, and then I can still move 1 space that way. So you know what? I'll move that one right there. And now what would black do? Oh, black would probably go 1, 2, maybe 3. That looks like a solid move by black. White is, you know what? Actually, white might do this. They might go 1, 2, 3. That's actually a pretty good move by white. And now black would probably maybe, I don't know what black would do. Maybe they'll reinforce and go 1, 2, 3. And then white would probably go 1, 2, and then they'll just stop at 2, and then maybe black would probably want to make this move and go 1, 2, and then there you go. I mean, you're getting how the game works. So they might go 1, 2, 3, and then maybe they'll go 1, 2, 3, and you're going to keep doing that until eventually what's going to happen is there'll be a situation where white, for instance, say it's white's turn, they could go bloop, go 1, 2, 3, and push 1 of the pieces off the board. Once someone has knocked 6 of the pieces off the board, they will be the winner of Abalone. And that, in a nutshell, is how the game is played. Alrighty then, Abalone. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. First and foremost, it is a two-player game. 2 players only, so it does have a very restricted player count. Also, it is an abstract strategy game in the truest sense of the word. There is no theme here whatsoever. What does it say on the back of the box? One more move, you seize your opportunity. There's no theme whatsoever in this box. Also, I hate how this box works because you have to lay it flat. If you lay it to the side, all the marbles kind of just fall out of the side and things like this. And then if you put it into a game bag, it just kind of opens up and then there's just marbles everywhere. And I hate it. I hate the box. I hate this box so freaking much. But, you know, that's a your mileage may vary kind of thing. Because, you know, if you just put it, you know, flat, that's not a problem. But I don't like the box. It's also an odd shape, if you could not tell. But on to the actual gameplay. It's repetitive. You're going to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. The rules were not as clear as I would have liked them to be, because there's very few rules in this game. It's a very minimalistic game, but I could not find, and I looked through the rules 2 or 3 times looking for it, the rule on whether or not you could do like I did, where you just move this ball this way, this ball this way, and this ball this way, despite the fact they're not touching each other. So I don't know if I did that incorrectly or not. Honestly, though, I don't think it would really skew my review too much, because I'm going to tell you I think it's a good game. I don't think it's a great game, but then again, I'm not the biggest abstract strategy fan. But I don't think restricting me to only moving balls that are next to each other, I don't think that would really change my opinion of the game that much. So take that for what it is. If in fact I am doing the rules incorrectly. Game is pretty forgettable, to be honest with you. You know, there's never going to be a game of Abalone where you're like, oh man, you remember that time we played Abalone 2 years ago and then that crazy thing happened? Unless that crazy thing is like a tornado, you're probably not going to remember Abalone and what happened in individual games of it. And, I mean, the biggest comment I have with it is I'm not an abstract strategy fan, but there's a lot of other abstract strategy games for 2 players I would rather play than this. While I can't think of many of them off the top of my head, because it's my least favorite genre, I know there's probably 5, 10, 15, 20 abstract strategy games I would rather play than this game. So there you go. Moving on to the pros, Abalone's a good game. I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. The kids in my class liked it, and I am going to not be keeping it, but I'm going to put it in my classroom in the spot where kids get games for good behavior. And I know there were a couple kids that were excited to get this game, because what I like to do, especially with simpler abstract strategy games like this, is play a couple games, teach a kid or two, and then have the kids teach each other how to play the game while I just kind of sit there and watch. And I can see, you know, how they're developing their strategy sense, or I can, you know, play on my phone or do whatever the heck I want. Because they're, you know, I'm actively engaged with kids, and the kids are playing the game. And the kids really did enjoy the game. They liked it better than Checkers and better than Connect 4. Those were the 2 things that I, in particular, heard them say, at least the kids that were playing it. And I think I had about 5 different kids play it. They all enjoyed it. They didn't think it was amazing, but they liked it. They liked the simplicity of it. And I think if you are someone who likes abstract strategy games and you play a lot of abstract strategy games with your kids, then this might be one you want to check out if you can find it for cheap on the in like a used place, a thrift store, something like that. Would I buy it new? Absolutely not. It's not worth new price, even if that price is $20. I wouldn't pay more than $5 for this game, to be honest with you. But then again, my opinion on money is much different than your opinion on money, because I don't have that much money and have a boatload of games, so, you know, I would pay $1 for this. But that's enough talking about economics. What else do I like about the game? I do like the components. I like the components a lot. The big chunky balls, the board really cool. I like how the marbles kind of slide around the outside afterwards, and they're kind of fun to play with. All the components are well done, except for the box insert. You know what? Actually, I take that back. The box insert is really well done. It's just the box itself opens up when you put it sideways. But we all talked about that. We're done talking about that. And there you go. That's Abalone. 3 million games sold. That's pretty impressive. Would I recommend the game? It's good. It's not great, so no, not really. You know, unless you collect 2-player abstract strategy games, it's like exclusively your bread and butter, then yeah, you might want to check it out. But for the most part, Abalone I thought was good. I did not think it's great, and honestly, in 10 years, hell, doubt I'll even remember this game. So there you go. That is Abalone from the I'm going to assume the company only made the game Abalone because they didn't actually put their name of the company on the box. AbaloneOnline.com. There you go. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. If you want to help out the channel, click in the show links. Click on that Amazon link. Buy anything on Amazon. It throws a couple pennies my way. It really does help us out, so be sure to check that out. And in the comments below, let me know. Have you played Abalone? What are your thoughts on the game? And also, for those of you who might have the older, not older, but have been in the hobby a little bit longer. Did this game make like a fuss when it came out? I'm really curious about that. If this was like, oh my gosh, this is a fantastic abstract strategy game, people were freaking out about it. Let me know. I'm curious. As always, thanks for your time, YouTube.